What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we are checking out the VISUO ZEN K1. It is a foldable 4K 5G Wi-Fi FPV GPS RC quadcopter ready to fly with 30-minute flight time, and it comes in this nice zippered carrying case. So let's open up the case and check it out. Alright, so here is the quadcopter, looking pretty nice, all compact in design, and like I said, it is one hefty feeling quadcopter due to that huge battery. And in the front we got some ventilation grill here, and we got the 4K 5G Wi-Fi FPV camera. Now it takes videos in 2K resolution and it takes photos in 4K resolution, and it has a 120-degree field of view. It is also remote tilt adjustable from 0 degrees to 90 degrees down, and it goes slightly higher up than 0 degrees as well. Now on the bottom we have a optical flow sensor camera, and in the app you are able to switch from the frontal view to the optical flow sensor camera view, and it has a built-in DVR in which I have placed a 32GB micro SD card, so you are able to take photos and videos and record them directly into the micro SD card, as well as the Wi-Fi phone app. Now there's another little placeholder for another camera, but this is just a dummy camera, and we got a couple of antennas sticking out on the belly there. So taking a look in the back, we got another LED light on the body itself. So let's go ahead and fold out the arms. So you want to fold out the arms that have the landing gear on here, and the one on the bottom that does not have the landing gear second. So pretty nice looking quadcopter. Once you fold this thing out, it is one huge quadcopter anyways. So looking at it on the bottom here, we got some landing gear all over the place. We got landing gear right here on this landing leg right here, as well as some rubber landing gear on the body itself. So it has a 8-point landing gear, so you will stick that landing for sure. So taking a look, we got some LED light on the front motor arm there on the side, and on the bottom of the rear motor pod there. All right, so LED light in the front and LED light in the rear, as well as LED light in the back of the quadcopter. So feeling really nice and hefty as well. So let's place it right on the case there and let it rest there for a while, and check out what else we get in the box. So we got a shoulder strap carrying strap here for the case, and we got the charge cable that comes with it in a box, and inside the box we find it inside of a bag as well. I just used my existing micro USB to USB charge cable that I have already lying around the house, so to charge up the batteries. And we got an extra set of props in a box and in a bag as well, so full set of extra props, which is really nice. And here is the remote control, and here is the instruction manual. Now let's take a closer look at the remote control. Alright, so here's the remote control, and it has a flip out phone clip here, and it will hold my iPhone 6 Plus, and there's a LCD display underneath as well. And on the shoulder we have the speed controlling dial, so go down in speed and go up in speed, and it bounces back to the mid position. I believe it has 2 speeds. And here's a dedicated video button and a dedicated photo button, and another dial on the right side, and this one is to adjust the remote tilt angle of the camera. LED light indicators, power on and off switch, and this one here is to calibrate the compass. And here is a Headless Mode button. Short press it to go into Headless Mode, long press it to unlock the optical flow sensor. So by default, it does not have the optical flow sensor turned on. So if you are going to fly indoors, you can go ahead and turn on the optical flow sensor. Here's a return to home button, and both sticks to the bottom and in will unlock and lock the motors, and both sticks to the bottom and out will also unlock and lock the motors as well. And to calibrate the gyros, both sticks to the bottom and to the right will calibrate the gyros. Now it's supposed to have a control distance of 1,000 meters, and the Wi-Fi distance is all set to be 500 meters on this quadcopter. All right, so let's go for a little demo flight with the VISUO ZEN K1. All right, here we go with the demo flight of the VISUO ZEN K1 RC quadcopter. It is ready to go, and like I said, it is feeling pretty hefty here. So let's go ahead and power up the quadcopter, holding down the power button. And the ESCs have sung their song. Let's go ahead and power up the remote control, and throttle up and down will complete the binding process. All right, and there was another beep. I turned it on earlier and I tried calibrating it. I think it already acquired all of the GPS. That's why it sent me out a beep. But we'll go through the calibrating process here. So both sticks to the bottom and to the right will calibrate the gyros. And since this is a GPS quadcopter, we need to calibrate the compass and do the compass calibration dance. So let's go ahead and hit the compass calibration button and pick up the quadcopter and go away from any type of metal object, or take your phone out of your pocket and leave it somewhere else, and rotate it horizontally. And the remote control sent out a beep, and let's go ahead and nose down and rotate it again. There you go, another beep is heard, and we are done calibrating the gyros and the compass as well. So both sticks to the bottom and in will arm the motors, and do that again. We'll disarm the motors, and both sticks to the bottom and out will arm the motors, and do that again. It will disarm the motors. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the camera action. So let's go ahead and open up the Wi-Fi phone app here, and I'm going to be using my iPad to do so. And go into your settings, to the Wi-Fi section of your settings, and connect with the Wi-Fi 4K 5G network. Okay, it's telling me I am unable to join, so I'm not sure what is going on here. All right, we are connected now, so let's go ahead and start up the app. And let me show you what the app looks like. And that's how the app looks like. It says FPV Go on here. Clicking on the app and going to the settings, and make sure you got it on English and all that stuff, and hit start fly. Kind of reminds me of the MJX Bugs app, and it says to stay away 3 meters from the quadcopter and yourself, and looks like it is looking at the table here. So let's go ahead and readjust the tilt angle of the camera with this button over here, the dial. And check it out, straight horizon, and you can even up tilt up to about maybe 15 degrees, so you can actually take photos of and videos of something that is higher up than its level. So that is pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna go down to right about horizon here. So let's go ahead and take some photos. All right, big flash. All right, let's see if it takes photos with the hard remote as well, the dedicated photo button. Oh yeah, it looks like it does. Let me go ahead and screen record so you guys can see what I'm doing over here. All right, screen is recording. All right, so let's do that again. Photo. There you go, big flash. All right, so let's go ahead and take some photos. And looked like the horizon was slightly crooked. Yeah, I think maybe the sensor is slightly off on this one here. Yeah, on my unit, slightly crooked here. So let's go ahead and take some photos. There you go. Yeah, there's a big flash on the video screen here. All right, no solar eclipse. Okay. of the car. All right, let's take a photo of the landing pad. Looks like a pretty decent camera. Nice wide angle lens too. All right, so one more directly in the front. All right, so taking some photos there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit that video icon and take some videos. But hold on a second. There's another way to take photos and videos, and it is the gesture mode. So you hit that eye icon and we enter into the gesture mode. So let's check it out and see if it works. If you make a peace symbol, it'll take a photo. If you palm symbol, then it will take a video. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, 3, 2, 1, take a photo. Nice. Peace symbol. Oh wow, and it reacts really fast too. All right, palm symbol, and check it out, it is taking a video. That is so awesome. Do that again and it should stop the video, and it does stop the video. So there you have it, guys. You can take a photo and video with the Wi-Fi phone app, the hard remote, as well as the gesture mode as well. So let's go ahead and hit that video icon and take a video. And let me go ahead and leave my iPad on the table here and check out the quadcopter. All right, so one of the most important things I like to check out on a GPS quadcopter is the ability for it to return to home and land, as well as have failsafe return to home. That is very important. So when you have disconnected situation with the quadcopter and the remote control, the quadcopter will return back home. And low voltage return to home as well. We'll check that out. It's supposed to have a 30-minute flight time on this battery, so we're going to go ahead and check it out first. So let's go ahead and arm the motors and manually take off. There is no 1 key to take off and land button here. So there you go. And looks like we have very nice GPS position hold here. It's got these 1806 1200 kV motors and 10 amp ESCs, so we should have pretty decent amount of power. Nice, holding very steady too. Let's go ahead and get it angry a little bit and see what it does. And it goes back to the position hold location, but it does a slight toilet bowl activity here and comes to a hover gradually. All right, so we got speed number 1 and 2. Okay, we are in speed number 1, so let's test out its capability here. Okay, I noticed that it does have a plateau effect. So I'm pitching and making that turn, and I let go, pitching forward, and it gradually just kind of plateaus off. So here we go, pitching forward, and it kind of relaxes itself and just kind of hovers and cruises. Okay, that is the behavior. A lot of quadcopters do have that behavior, so it doesn't dig in and go down in altitude, and that's probably due to the altitude hold function. So it just kind of plateaus off and maintains an altitude while it's forward pitching. Oh, pretty decent, nice and smooth. So hopefully we're taking some nice videos. So let me go ahead and turn around and check out the tilt action of the camera. Let's see. There we go. All right. Tilt action of the camera. Well, it is not working. Yeah, yep. For some reason, it is not working all of a sudden. And there's one thing I noticed on the app, and that is this little thing that says SD here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that icon, and it says it's recording. All right, so it doesn't want to do anything, so let me go ahead and stop the recording. Let me see if this camera tilt angle, my camera tilt angle is not working now. Okay, so let's hit that SD icon, and it has now switched to HD. Okay, so I'm gonna hit that record button one more time. All right, sorry guys, for some reason the camera tilt angle is not working all of a sudden. Yeah, so we are having some malfunction issues here right off the bat. But it does fly really smooth and nicely, and letting go of the sticks, it does come to a hover. Yeah, my camera is stuck for some reason. It does not want to go up and down. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue our test here. Let me go to speed number 2. Okay. Yeah, we got a little bit more power, a little bit more pitch, and it still has that plateau effect. So let's forward pitch, and it kind of plateaus off a little bit. But on speed number 2, we are still maintaining a decent amount of pitch. And there you go, that's that plateau effect that I'm talking about. Okay, so far so good. Of course, there's no interference because this is a 2.4 gigahertz remote, and the Wi-Fi connection is a 5G Wi-Fi, so we're not using the same 2.4 gigahertz, so we're not interfering with each other. All right, so far so good. I'm going to go ahead and bring it in for a landing so we can check out the return to home function. So we need to mark our new home point, so it'll come back to that home point. So let me go ahead and bring it in and land on my landing pad. Pretty easy to control. Okay, holding down the throttle will cut the motors, and let me go ahead and place it directly in the middle of the landing pad and take off from it. So that is our new home point. All right, so let's go forward. Yeah, that's too bad the camera tilt angle is not working. Okay, so letting go of the sticks, it will come to a hover and hit this return to home button. Okay, short press it, and it is rising up in altitude to a designated height, and that's looking maybe about 25 to 30 meters in height, and it is turning around. All right, there you go. I like it when the quadcopter turns around, and it is making its way back. Oh, it's kind of stuttering on its way back, and it is slowly coming back, very slowly coming back. Okay, so slightly different than some of the other quadcopters where they beeline back to the home point. This one is taking its sweet time, so you could still take a nice video on its way back from the return to home function. Okay, so it is gonna miss the landing pad, I think. Okay, it came to a hover, maintaining its position and waiting for it to come down. All right, it is not coming down. Oh wow, does it come down? It should come down. I don't know, maybe it's starting to malfunction here. Oh wow. Well, it's taking a very long time to come down, and it is going to miss the landing pad by a little bit if it does eventually come down. Oh no, it has a 30-minute battery life. Maybe it's just stuck up there. Okay, I am tempted to... Okay, it's beeping for some reason. Oh, look at that. It's turning around. And it is making its way down. I was almost tempted to get out of the return to home. Now it's beeping again. So it's coming down by itself. And oh, it was kind of closer than I thought, I think. But we are about, I would say, ooh, lots of dirt. Oh man. Okay, it got himself all dirty here. That is just great. So there you go. desert flying for you. All right, so blew off some of the dust. So it landed over here, so looking like about maybe 5 quadcopter distance away. So it's kind of different. It took a long time to come down. It did turn around and came down, but that took a long time. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if they're supposed to come down this slow. They programmed it kind of weird, or is it just my unit? So let's go ahead and check out to see whether or not it has a fail-safe return to home. Arming the motors and brushless motors, so it shouldn't get affected by a little bit of dust. And we are still in speed number 2. All right, so let's go ahead and send it out right here and letting go of the sticks. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn off the remote control and see if it has fail-safe return to home. Okay, the remote control has been turned off. Okay, let's see how long it takes before it initiates a fail-safe return to home. Okay. It does say it has fail-safe return to home, and it does say it has low voltage return to home as well, but it is taking a very long time. It is just hovering up there, and it is not even thinking about coming back. Wow. This is the longest time I've ever had to wait for a fail-safe return to home to initiate here. Usually it takes about 6 seconds or so, but this one, I don't even know if it has fail-safe return to home here. Right, let me take a look at the video. Yeah, it is still taking a video. Wow, but it is not even thinking about coming back. Oh, that is not good, guys. So this thing doesn't even have a fail-safe return to home. But then again, it took so long for it to come back and land. I'm just going to wait and see. I'm very tempted to turn the remote control back on, but we'll wait and see if it does have fail-safe return to home. And the bird is just cruising around, checking out the drone, yeah, to see what the heck it is. And it does have 30 minutes flight time on this battery here. Yeah, it is not thinking about coming back. So definitely it is not working with turning off the remote control. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the remote control back on, and then hopefully we are reconnected. And yes, we are reconnected with the remote. All right, so maybe I do have to go and disconnect myself for real instead of trying to turn off the remote control and just kind of checking it out that way. Maybe it doesn't work that way, but it should, because we do have a disconnect, and the programming of a GPS quadcopter have always worked for me when I try to simulate the fail-safe return to home by turning off the remote control. So let me try that one more time. Turned off the remote control, and it is not thinking about returning. Yep, it is not thinking about returning home at all. Yeah, it's just going to hover there. So there you go, guys. There's a couple of things that it is not functioning correctly. My tilt action on my camera is not working. It worked earlier on the table, but once it was up in the air, it is not working, and now we don't even have fail-safe return to home. So this one somehow is malfunctioning. Perhaps it is just my unit, but if it's widespread, then this quadcopter is not polished enough to be sold on the market as a GPS quadcopter. Especially, it's got brushless motors on this thing too. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back on here, and then up and down on the remote, and I can see that it already reacted. So we are reconnected. All right, so let's do some FPV. Okay, so right here is a good angle here. So let me go ahead and turn here. I still got screen recording and the camera is still recording a video. And I got a micro SD card inserted, so I should record onto the micro SD card as well as the Wi-Fi phone app. So it does double duty. So I'm pushing it out and let's see what the distance is. We also have the LCD display underneath of the phone clip. We are 97 meters away, it looks like, and we are 46 meters in height. So I'm going to continue to push it, and it is registering at 120 now, and I'm continuing to push it. 150, 170, 80, 90, 200 meters, 220, 240, and it is a slow mover, even though it's got brushless motors and I'm in speed number 2. Okay, 300 meters, and I still got video. It hasn't broken up yet, and that road up ahead is slightly beyond 400 meters. So yeah, pretty good distance with the Wi-Fi video feed as well. I'm at 350, 360 meters, and I'm letting go of the stick, and I still have video. Looks like very smooth video. And yeah, we have a little bit of video disconnect. I'm yawing and it is not responding to my yaw, so I've lost the video at 350 meters, right? So I don't know how it's going to work. I'm just going to pull it back, but then again I yawed, so I don't know which way I'm facing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the return to home button and see if it returns to home. I would do the headless mode and then just pull the stick back, but it might malfunction and go somewhere else, and I might lose connection completely. So I'm gonna hit that return to home. Right, let's see if we get video back while it's coming back home, and hopefully it's coming back home because it was beyond 300 meters. And you know what, I do see a little black dot way over there coming back. Yeah, it's coming back, but the video has frozen in time. Hopefully the micro SD card is still recording, and the app has just changed and it says going home now, and it is coming back. So even the app has regained video now. So there you go, return to home works at that distance. But what is it gonna do? Stay there for like 2 minutes before it comes down? I think that's what it's going to do. So continuous beeping this time on the remote control, whereas earlier when I pressed it, it kind of stopped and then it beeped and it stopped. So there you go, it is just hovering above the takeoff spot and it is not thinking about coming down as of yet. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of the return to home, and yeah, I got control back with my hard remote here. I'm gonna go down in altitude. All right, so pretty good distance, pretty good video distance as well. So without FPV, I'm not able to go any further. So if I want to check out its maximum distance, I'm going to have to get some kind of an FPV system that I can rely on, and that would be an all-in-one VTX. So I'm going to probably do a distance test on this thing to see whether or not it does have 1,000 meter distance. Okay, so for now, since we have a lot of battery life left, let me double check on that camera tilt angle. No, it does not want to do it. So let's go ahead and check out the headless mode. Let's bring it in right in front of us here, and that is how it was calibrated. So hitting this headless mode button, going forward, And yep, it is maintaining its calibration here, pulling it back, and it's coming back, going forward in a spin, and going to the left and going to the right. So the headless mode works regardless of some flight time, and it is maintaining its north, south, west, east configuration. I'm going to hit that again to get out of the headless mode here. 1 key to return. 1 key to return is the return to home. So on this one. Alright, so let's go and see if I can do some FPV now. Just cruise around and deplete more battery life here, and looks like I'm getting pretty close to depleting the battery. On the phone app, it doesn't show that I'm getting depleted here. Okay, let's see. Let me blow it up because it's so tiny. Okay. It is at 11 volts. It shows the voltage on here. Alright, so 11 volts. So I still have some flight time, but on the remote control, it's giving me like almost no bars on the battery life. So let me go ahead and see if I can cruise around. Oh, and it's very smooth video. Yeah, it's a nice little Wi-Fi FPV quad actually. You can cruise around. I would say maybe about less than 300 meters. Stay close, but 300 meters is pretty good distance if you want to cruise around and have good enough FPV. And there I am. I went up in altitude a little bit. Let me go down in altitude now. Bring it down somewhat. Fly closer to the ground. Yeah, this thing has got pretty decent controls and good enough power, but it's not the fastest of quadcopters here, even though it has the brushless motors. Makes nice smooth turns, but I'm forward pitching and it does maintain a pretty decent forward momentum here. Not the smoothest. It does not have a gimbal or anything, so it should vibrate and it should move with the quadcopter's movements. So there I am. Okay. It says it's going home. So now it has initiated the low voltage return to home, and it is slowly coming back. Yes, I see it coming back, and the remote control is sending out a beep as well. Alright, slowly coming back now. Again, same behavior as if I press the return to home button. That was a pretty decent amount of flight time, I would say. I don't know if it did go as far as 30 minutes, but I think it did go pretty decent, maybe about 20 minutes. We'll find out. And check it out, it just maintains a hover. It is not thinking about coming down. So the behavior of this quadcopter on the return to home is a bit frustrating because it takes too long up there. And hopefully we have enough battery life for it to slowly make its way down, because we are in a low voltage return to home situation. Just hovering over there wasting battery instead of coming down. So hopefully it doesn't just drop out of the sky because we are out of battery or something like that. So yeah, I would say its behavior is a bit misbehaving on this quadcopter. And the fact that the camera tilt angle is not working on mine, and the quadcopter is turning around now, So that's too much time wasted just hovering up there. And it is coming down. Hopefully it doesn't hit the ground. It's going to miss the table, and it slows down, and then it slowly descends. And let me go ahead and I am unable to take control. Oh, I can pitch and roll, so I have situated myself onto the landing pad. So even on a return to home, low voltage return to home, you can actually direct this path down so I didn't land on the dirt once again. Alright guys, so that is just about it for the VISUO ZEN K1, its behavior and its return to home functions. So that is it for now for the VISUO ZEN K1. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.